In this video, we're going to talk about how to sell solar over the phone. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ivan, and I help people grow profitable sales orgs while being able to generate their own leads and sell over the phone and be location independent. A lot of people seem to think nowadays that it's hard, it's impossible to sell solar over the phone. I know I've had other videos on the channel like this, but I wanted to give you like my thoughts on the subject and show you exactly why that's a false statement and how you can benefit from that. Again, everyone knows that, we live in a time that people are just used to buy things over the phone, used to give out their credit cards over the phone without caring about, hey, what that website is gonna do with my credit card like it was, 20 years ago. So it's the same thing with this right now. However, the reason why most people, in my opinion, have a negative connotation when it comes to solar phone sales is because they think you gotta sell it like the way the penny stocks was sold back in the day on Wall Street. And that's not how it is. It's not pump and dump. You're helping people. Whether you're doing it in the customer's home or you're actually doing it over the phone or over Zoom, it doesn't matter because you're still helping people. If you're on the verge of thinking about, hey, should I really continue what I'm doing or should I focus on just door knock and do kitchen table appointments, continue to do the same thing that I've been doing? I'm gonna tell you, you can do whatever you want, but my job is to bring the facts, to every single one of you that are watching this video and show you why you should be doing what I'm telling you to do, which is sell over the phone, man. Help people over the phone. You wanna change the word sell with the word help, because you're not selling, you're helping. If you think you're gonna sell someone solar, you're wrong. Because if you're trying to sell anybody anything, that's not gonna work because they're not gonna buy from you. They're gonna think you're the next salesman and you're just gonna try to take advantage of them. So the way you help people go solar is by explaining how the solar works, is by explaining how the government program works, right? How they can get the 26%, whatever that might be, the ITC at the moment. But you want to help them understand and you want to be able to dumb it down so that you can explain it to a 5-year-old. If you have a daughter, a son, or nephew, cousin, whatever, that's 5-year-old, or you can even imagine how you would have to say it if you had a 5-year-old standing next to you. If your life depended on them understanding what you're saying, that's exactly how you should try and think of when you're explaining to people about the program, when you're explaining to people how solar is zero down, right? When you're explaining to people how you can flip-flop their bill with a much cheaper solar payment that never goes up and down regardless of inflation, right? And so if you're able to explain in the simplest way possible to the homeowner, you don't have to physically be in front of them to be able to sell them. You'll still be able to convey the value, you'll still be able to convey the point of solar by doing it over the phone. Now, the way you build trust, it's not gonna be obviously the same way that you build trust when you're in the home, because when you're in the home, obviously you can see pictures on the kitchen table of them and their family, and you can see different stuff around, different things around the house that you can almost break the ice and start talking about like different stuff. So you're able to build rapport much easily when you're doing it, in the home. But when you're doing it over the phone, they cannot see your face. They cannot see you smiling. They cannot see what you look like. They cannot see if you're tall, if you're short, if you're black, if you're white, because all of that doesn't matter. Now, what you want to do is obviously you want to be smiling all the way throughout. And you want to be talking the same way that you'll be talking to someone who's in the home. Not saying the same things, but you want to talk to them in the same manner. And so, again, you want to dumb it down. You can keep that as a rule of thumb. You can literally say to yourself, hey, would a 5-year-old get what I'm saying right now? And if the answer is no, then you got work to do. You have to go back to the drawing board and think how you can explain it in a much simpler way. That way it doesn't sound like you're talking to your solar buddy who also works with you, and knows everything about solar. Because what happens is people try and talk to, homeowners the same way they talk to their solar buddies, and it just doesn't work. It gets them hella confused. And as you know, a confused homeowner is not a buyer. and you want them to obviously buy into what you're saying. What you want to do is you want to dumb it down, you want to smile all the way throughout, you want to take some time to obviously build rapport, because it's not going to be the same way as you would do if you're in the home. It's going to be a little bit different, but you're going to want to behave in the same manner. And again, it comes down to being able to convey the point that you're trying to make in the simplest way possible. And use that rule of thumb. Use the 5-year-old rule of thumb. If they can understand what you're saying, then that means the homeowner's probably not confused and they're gonna feel good about, going with you. And that's what you want them to feel. You don't want them to be confused. You want them to understand exactly what you're saying, and that's where the magic happens. Because if you really think about doing this, right? Now, if you're getting into solar and you've never sold solar in the past, for the most part, if you can take someone's bill and make it, from $250 to $180 or $200, whatever, they could save $50 to $100, right? Or anywhere between 30 to 50% of their monthly electricity payment, then it's going to be a no-brainer for most people. In reality, if you think about that, it doesn't make sense when you explain it, when you think you've explained it well, and it still doesn't click in their mind. The reason why that is now, obviously, I don't want to say that everyone's going to be an ideal candidate and it's going to be ideal for solar. I get it. Some people just don't understand it, don't want to go solar, and don't want to have anything to do with it, right? Maybe, come 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, they're probably going to want to do it because they'll see all their neighbors have solar already. And that's a very common thread that we've seen right now. And that's going to keep happening. But for the majority of people, when you explain how solar works, and the fact that it can get immediate value, they can get long-term benefits by saving and improving their home value and everything else that comes with it. Doesn't matter whether they want to stay in the home or sell the home. What's there to not understand? I mean, it's pretty crystal clear. And so again, if you follow these rules, I can assure you that you're going to have a lot of success. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let's boost the algorithm. And also, I want to say that, hey, if you're getting value out of this channel, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, you can obviously go through the channel and, there's everything to do with solar. This is a solar-based channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do. If you like the video, if you like the content of the channel, share it with a friend. Just say, hey, dude, I got this guy. He's a little bit crazy, but, he knows what he's talking about. I think you should take a listen, right? So I would appreciate that. I don't want you to share it in social media. I mean, if you want to, you can do that, but I don't want you to, be weird and, be sharing me without context. If the conversation ever comes up and say, hey, I see this guy on YouTube talking about solar, bring my name up. That's all I'm asking. And so if you want to grow your solar business, or you're just getting into solar, which is even better. If you're getting into solar and you want to grow a solar business, we're actually working on creating an entire course that's showing you how to get from point A to point B in the shortest way possible. We're going to show you how to generate your own leads, how to sell over the phone. We're going to show you scripts. We're going to show you training tutorials. We're going to show you pretty much everything. It's going to be an absolute precedent. You've never seen anything like, I haven't seen anything like it, and I'm super excited about it. It's going to be coming out around mid-April, and I'm super excited for it. So anyway, I'll leave you with that, and I appreciate you, and I'll see you again on the next one.